that momentum came when you posted that random tweet where you're just saying, I will never hire someone outside of Lebanon ever again. That tweet got us like 10 clients. And ever since then, we've been on this momentum. Like, we've been getting consistently around 8 to 10 book calls per week. And it's just purely inbound with no outbound whatsoever. So like it's just crazy. Like we gained all this momentum, and ever since then, like we scaled to 50K just by.
What's going on, guys? Andre Hakel Jr. here from Client Ascension, back with another student spotlight interview. And this one's really different. It's also kind of the same because we're here with a familiar face. You guys probably already know Kinan, who was featured on our channel not too long ago. But the reason I say this is different is because we've recently segmented the community in Client Ascension to agency owners between 0 to 10K, agency owners between 10 to 50K a month, and agency owners that are 50K a month plus. And so Kinan is sitting here as the first student since we've created those revenue tier channels who's went from 0 to 10K, 10 to 50K, and is now in the 50K plus agency owner revenue channel in Client Ascension. And so I want to talk to Kinan about how the heck did he do it? How did he make it out of the dumps? How is he now in the 50K plus range? What is he doing to continue growth in that area? How is he leveraging the connections and the networking opportunities in that channel to continue his growth and really just help more of the students? This is really for Client Ascension students watching that are in 0 to 10K and want to get to 10 to 50K, and even students that are in the 10 to 50K and want to get to 50K plus. So Kinan, welcome back to the show, brother.
Appreciate you, man. I'm happy to be on board.
Awesome, bro. So give us just a quick introduction. I know most people listening in either know you from the community or from the interview we did not too long ago, but who are you and what is your business?
Absolutely. So yeah, my name is Kinan. I'm from Lebanon, probably one of the very few in Client Ascension to be from Lebanon. And I joined Client Ascension around 2 years ago, actually more than 2 years ago. And so far it's been a wonderful journey. I'm more than grateful to be a part of this huge community that helps entrepreneurs really, scale their companies. And this is where I am today. I scaled from 0 to almost 55K per month.
Amazing, bro. And then what is your business? Like, what do you actually sell? What's your service?
Yeah, I have a recruitment agency. So what we do is we place top tier Lebanese talents and agencies worldwide, mostly in the USA, but that's our offer.
That's awesome, bro. So the cool thing is, though, because you hear, oh, I'm Kinan, I'm from Lebanon. Most people knowing me are going to think, oh, like, is this someone that works for Andre? Because I hire a lot of Lebanese people, and it's actually the exact opposite. So even back when you first joined, so you joined Client Ascension as a student, which is already crazy enough because Client Ascension is, a 5-figure investment. And my family's from Lebanon. My dad was born there, and I've been there to visit a couple of times. And like, I never would have thought possible for someone from Lebanon to join Client Ascension and pay the amount of money that you did to join. And so as soon as I saw that, I was just like, who is this guy? How did he make this much money? How did he join from Lebanon? Like, what's happening here? And so we obviously grew closer together. We connected. We helped each other a lot in the beginning. I ended up flying to Lebanon last summer to meet you and your brother, who we also ended up hiring as a student success coach at Client Ascension. And we just stayed really, really connected. And you also put me on to hiring Lebanese talent in my businesses. And that's what we've been doing for the last year over at ListKit, which is our software company, which has helped us scale a team as a fully bootstrapped company, which is really hard to do because most bootstrap companies can't afford top tier talent. And if you can't afford top tier talent, it's really hard to grow. So we've been able to do that, which is also why we're growing at SaaS, just now past $5 million ARR. And then obviously over at Client Ascension, you played a big role in the team for a while there as a community manager, managing the social media accounts. Your brother played a huge role, and many other people that have come from your world that you connected us with play huge roles even still today. So how did you start this business? Because I know when you joined Client Ascension, the cool thing about Client Ascension is like, it's all based on principles that you can apply to anything. So even if you join Client Ascension and you're at 100K a month and for whatever reason that crashes and burns and goes down to 0, you could always start up again and apply the same principles to go from 0 to 55K a month and further, just like you did and have proven to do. So you joined Client Ascension with a different offer, that scaled, you ended up ditching that offer, you started back from scratch. Tell us a little bit more about that journey.
Absolutely, brother. So, the first thing I would always say is that, there's this quote that goes around, which usually goes by, they say, teach a man how to fish, he'll never go hungry. And that's the same as entrepreneurship. Like if you learn how to start one company, you can always start another. It's not a big deal anymore. It's about finding what gives you passion, what makes you wake up every day and want to grind for that job or for that company. And that's what happened with me. I got bored at my previous company. The market wasn't doing really well. I just didn't feel like I want to you know like go to another market or something. I just wanted to start something fresh. I want to start something that really keeps me up. And that's why I started this recruitment offer. And ever since then, like the first thing I have to do was learn how to hire. It's like that was the first step to go from 0 to 10K, because we didn't know how to hire. Like we didn't know how to do professional hiring people. We just did referrals. I referred people to you. You hired those people. You were better at hiring than me. And I started an offer for hiring. And ever since then, like that was the 0 to 10K. And then from 10K to 50K was just learning how to funnel people, how to get more sales, how to get more leads. That was a journey for that period. And then now over 50K is just about retaining your clients while you're getting in new customers. So that's how we'll summarize each segment of the company community. And Client Ascension really helps you with all these segments, because if you were to see the roster that we have as in coaches, like every single coach in that community is 100% useful. Like there's no just like filler coaches where you just have them just for the sake of having more calls. Like generally every single coach in there can help you. And personally for me, just because I've been like a close friend of yours, I've been benefiting from you personally more than the other coaches. And I've always came to you for help, always came to you for, any inquiries that I had about my business. And you've helped us scale, like you genuinely helped us scale from 0 to 50K. Like I would say this, very confidently.
Awesome, bro. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. And I also just remembered today's an interesting day for us to be recording this because it's your birthday, bro. So not only are you in Lebanon, which is considered by many, I don't know if it is truly a third world country, but it's a country that you would never guess a really successful online entrepreneur is chilling in full time. And also you have a son, so you're a family man now, and it's also your birthday today, and you turned 28, I believe, and so you're still
Yeah.
super young, bro. And so what is it like? Again, like you got to be one of the only people in Lebanon that are as young as you are, doing as well as you are online, not just with business but also with building your own family. Like, what is that feeling like? And how, that's cool, man. Like, especially with the business you have, not only are you the only one doing so well, but you also are putting all of your friends and even maybe some family members onto these opportunities as well. Like, you're helping a lot of people and you're doing really well for yourself, which in itself is inspiring people around you to realize, like, oh wait, they're expanding their view of what's possible.
Absolutely. So, look, what I would say, like, I wouldn't say I'm the only person in Lebanon. Like, there's definitely other people who are, even more successful than me. I couldn't say that I'm the best in Lebanon or the most successful, because I'm 100%. There are better people, but mostly in Lebanon, it's more so like the old school people, like the older people usually are the very successful company owners. There's not a lot of young entrepreneurs, but recent years, there have been this change in the economy, just because of the economy crash and everything. People have been trying the entrepreneurial path more, and people are finding success. Like for me personally, just what you mentioned, like having a family, it's extremely hard, especially with my son, because like now he turns a year and a half, and boy is he such a he's he's a lot of like there's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of things that you need to focus on, and you don't want to like be that parent that focus on their business and ignores their son. And we like the workaholic dad, and I'm not like that. That's why I don't preach grind mindset. I rather preach actually having a good work-life balance, and that's what I'm trying to do for entrepreneurs. I'm trying to support them by giving them actual top-tier Lebanese talents. They can actually rely on them while they can take time off their business. But yeah, for me personally, it's crazy hard. Like there's a lot of sleepless nights, but it's not for business. It's for a baby crying in your bed. But generally, like once you figure out like a good work-life balance, where you can actually be there for your son, help him grow, help him be like a better person, and at the same time work on your business and help people in that business. It's not as easy as it sounds, but like once you actually figure out, it becomes a very systemized process in a sense. But yeah, generally, I would say like I'm very thankful for the position I'm in. God has always been very kind to me. God is always kind to everyone. You just have to, see things in His way.
I love that, bro. It's one of the things we've always connected with, obviously, is just the belief in God and how that really carries you through the day to day of running a business. Because I mean, really, if you think about it too, like running a business, it's not always easy, and we're not always the ones that need to be making the decisions because sometimes we don't know best. And so to have that reliance on a greater being or the greatest being, right? It takes us out of the equation a
Takes the
lot.
pressure off your
It
shoulders.
takes the pressure off. And a lot of people would come on here and I'm asking them questions, hey, how'd you do this? And they're telling me all the things that they did and how great they are and how much better than everyone else they are, rather than, hey, like it's just I'm just honoring God with everything that I do and with
Absolutely.
the mission that I've based this entire company and organization around. It's truly to help other people and to help your country, which is obviously giving you the opportunities in the life that you have. So it's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah, to add to what you just said about our relationship with God, like this is something I always, whenever anyone asks me, like I've been on calls with other people from Client Ascension, they would ask me like, how did you scale your business? How are you doing this? You're getting a lot of sales and booked calls, and I always say to everyone, like, it's not me. Like all I do is show up every day, do my job. Like I promise you, I'm not grinding more than anyone. I'm not doing anything better than anyone. I'm just showing up every single day. I'm consistent at it. I'm doing my job, and then God sends people my way. Like for example, my first partner, yourself, you came to us and you asked us to buy into my company. You invested in my company. I didn't reach out to you, and people were going crazy. Like usually, like people throw themselves at you to partner up with their
Yeah.
business, and here you are. You wanted to be part of this. And now recently, we onboarded a new partner, Eddie Maloof, and he's one of the biggest people in the scene. And he reached out to us. He wanted to partner up with us. And when he created this event, like he had this event in Lebanon, there's almost over 300 entrepreneurs. They lined up to meet him, and he was telling people like, "That's Kinan. He's my partner," and they were going crazy. Like, how did you convince Eddie to partner up with him? Like, genuinely, I did not reach out to Eddie. We didn't even like. It wasn't like even like a thing where we like simped for him. We just like, hey, Eddie, here's our terms. We want you on board. You know, we want to join, and he joined us. Like, it's that easy. Like, you just believe in God, and God will send things your way. You just have to be consistent every day, show up every day, take advantage of the opportunities that He brings forth to you.
Amazing, bro. I love that. I love that. Yeah, take advantage of the opportunities, right? Because it's not just that. You're not the only one getting the opportunities, right? And so, like you said, it's all about the perspective that you have. Everyone is loved by God and blessed by God. It's just a matter of what do you do with those opportunities. It's really easy to say that
Absolutely.
God doesn't care about you or isn't giving you as great of a life as someone else. But if you really do look at the opportunities everyone, for the most part, is blessed with, it's like it's more about what you're doing with those opportunities and how you share those opportunities with others and the motive you have behind doing certain things. So it's great to hear that, bro. And yeah, obviously, like with Remotely X, it's been really cool to have some really big name entrepreneurs like myself and Eddie involved, who also have obviously a Lebanese background. And really, for me, it was like a no brainer. It's like I'm using Lebanese people in each of my companies. And so it's like I'm using the product. I might as well get involved and help a really good product like what you guys have grow and get distributed. And for me, I'm super busy with Client Ascension and ListKit and all the businesses I'm a part of. And I look at Remotely X as like one of the ones that I'm just so aligned with in terms of like values, especially with like, hey, I want to be a part of this because I use it and I know it's a really good product, but also because I know how much impact it could have in a country like Lebanon, especially during really bad or negative economic situations like they've been faced with recently. So it just serves a huge purpose, even in my life, as more of like a silent investor, if you will. But it's just so cool still to be a part of that and to also be like one of the number one customers and highest paying customers and recurring customers. Um,
You're our
a
biggest case study.
yeah, yeah. Which is all we teach about in Client Ascension, right? Become your biggest case study before you go out and sell to other people. So it's great to see that you took that on. So you went from 0 to 10K. I guess what would you say is the biggest problem you solved at 0 to 10K that got you to 10 to 50K?
Learning how to fulfill properly, how to give that, really genuine good value, like create a really good offer. Because when we first started, a lot of people, they start their business and they have this idea of, oh, like my offer is the best. And then when you put it into practice, when you actually talk to people that will give you genuine feedback, you'll realize, oh shit, my offer maybe isn't that good. People might not like it. And then when you actually, create this genuine good offer by trial and error, by collecting feedback, that's I think that's the first step that we launched us from 0 to 10K, just figuring out what our offer is, what the value we bring to the table, and where do we fit in the market.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so 0 to 10K, you figure out how do you fulfill, where do you fit in the market? 10 to 50K, obviously that's a much bigger range, and so you're there for a little bit longer. But honestly, it's kind of interesting because like in business, once you pick up momentum, you start to like grow revenue a lot faster than you do in the beginning. So like you go from 0 to 10K maybe in like 2 or 3 months, and then you go from 10 to 50K in like another 2 or 3 months. And so, what were some of the problems you solved from 0 to 50K that helped you to get to 55K and more?
Absolutely. The first and the most important problem is creating more leads. Like that was the biggest problem we've had. Like, okay, we got from 0 to 10K, and that was strictly from Client Ascension. Like every single client we had was in Client Ascension. Like we were using that community. And then after that, okay, how do you start actually generating leads and creating a good offer and then having people come to your offer genuinely? And what we did is basically we just start showing up every single day, working on the inbound, working on outbound, doing cold email campaigns, reaching out to people within the community, reaching out like every single opportunity we see, we try to jump on that. And then one day you just have this click, as you said, you gain momentum, and then you ride that momentum until you just take everything out of it. And that momentum came when you posted that random tweet where you're just saying, I will never hire someone outside of Lebanon ever again. That tweet got us like 10 clients. And ever since then, we've been on this momentum. Like we've been getting consistently around 8 to 10 book calls per week. And it's just purely inbound with no outbound whatsoever. So like it's just crazy. Like we gained all this momentum, and ever since then, like we scaled to 50K just by focusing on our business, showing up every single day, working hard, waiting for the opportunity. Once we got the opportunity, we went 100% on it.
I mean, that's the difference maker, right? It's like the opportunity's in front of you, you're presented with it. What's the only way to capitalize on it is to just jump on it right away and put in a ton of action. So, what does your day to day look like? Because I know one thing working with Lebanese people and with you and your brother specifically is like the work ethic is unmatched. And so, like, what does a typical day look like for you and people that work at remotely?
Absolutely. So yeah, my workday, as I said, I really focus on a work-life balance, and I facilitated my work in a way that I delegated everything that I don't care about, everything that I shouldn't be spending my time on. I just everything I'm working on are things that give me energy and things that really make me happy. And, it's money moving things. So for me, I just handle sales calls every single day and write my content for Twitter and LinkedIn, and that's it for me personally. I wake up every single day around 9 a.m. I have breakfast with my family. I go to the gym. I then, sit with my friends and grab a coffee. And after that, I start my work day. And I work because I'm a different time zone, so I can start around 3 p.m. And then I just work for like 6 to 8 hours, just every single day doing sales calls and doing content. That's pretty much it for me. And it helps that I have a partner which is Jad, and he does the fulfillment side of work. So like it makes you be able to do things the way you want to and focus on things that make you happy.
Bro, I've been preaching this for a long time, as you know, right? I have obviously business partners, Client Ascension with Daniel, Dan, and Christian, and then also at Listkit, which is the same founder group, including also Oliver, who's on the tech side of things. And like, man, these guys are so good. They're so good.
Oliver is great.
Yeah, they're all just so good. And the best part is they're so good at things that I, number one, am not very good at, and also number two, don't like at all. And so it just makes like such an ideal working environment for myself and for them because same thing, like Daniel's so good at, let's say, marketing. I'm not the best at marketing. I'm really good at fulfillment. He hates fulfillment. And so it's like we both get to do what we're really good at and what we both really like doing. And there's really no better setup or situation than that, I don't think. And that's what allows you obviously to expand and capitalize on more opportunities because you don't have your hands full with doing all these things and then your energy drained at the end of every single day because a lot of those things are things you don't like to do.
Absolutely. And you've had this segment on, I think, the last event in Tampa, where you just talked about whether you're an enabler or I forgot what the terms were, where basically what you just
Operator or visionary is the classic. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, you were talking about like you just need to find people that match your like energy, and they like have the opposite of what you provide to the company, and have them work with you so you can actually be able to focus on the things that you can do best. And you guys kind of essentially like that's the biggest case study for this specific ideology, where you have someone on just amazing at sales. Dan is the goat of sales, and then you have Kristen for outbound, and then you have Danny for marketing, and then you have yourself for fulfillment, which is every single person that worked with you from remotely X. They always say like you're the best leader, you're visionary. They all like simp for you so hard, and it's just crazy. We can't take them off your company. You can genuinely not take any of Andre's employees and give them a better offer because they just like working with Andre. remote.
Love it, bro. Thank you for the kind words as always. I want to go a little bit into your offer in Lebanese talent. So obviously we hire a lot of Lebanese people for our businesses, ListKit and Client Ascension. Also at Remotely X, I'm pretty sure the entire team is all Lebanese, including the founders, which I think is really cool because you're again being your own best case study and you're using your own product. And so like tell us a little bit about like what have you seen like working with a bunch of US based companies that have previously hired from places like Ukraine or South America or Eastern Europe. Like, what have you seen in terms of difference between quality of talent and where they previously hired VAs from versus hiring from Lebanon?
Absolutely, there are great talents everywhere in the world. Like I wouldn't say like you shouldn't hire from places outside of Lebanon, but what I would say is the number one reason why people hire from Lebanon. This is what I've got feedback from my clients is that Lebanese people, they really are a great culture fit. Like one of my clients, they mentioned that whenever they're on a team call with their Lebanese team, it's like a locker room, boys locker room. And you wouldn't have that if you have like South Americans or Eastern Europeans or Southeast Asians. Like those guys generally have like their own culture, their own different vibe that they bring to the company. Whereas people in Lebanon, it's always been part of our culture to be part of the West. The same, we've watched the same movies growing up. We've had the same upbringing, different countries, but the same thing. And we like English is our second language. It's like whenever you hire a Lebanese person, you're basically hiring someone in the West. It's just way cheaper. So like that has been our unfair advantage, I would say. And then you add that to people who are everyone we hire are proactive. They have experience in the role you're looking for, and we found ourselves fitting the niche where it's project managers, ops managers, CSMs, chief of staff. Like that's where we found the most success in people placing mid to high level roles because you can't have people from usually like third world countries. People usually don't take these roles. But with Lebanese people, you're getting someone who can be placing client facing roles, they're great team players, and they're very experienced in project management things. So like that's have been our recent offer, and we've been finding so much success in that specific.
Yeah, it's really amazing, dude. It's really amazing. And what have you seen at least in regards to let's just say like the fulfillment side of things, right? Like you've obviously pointed out in this interview that that was one of the big focuses for you to grow the business. And so how have you developed the fulfillment side of things since you first launched to just provide a better service for your customers? Because I think one of the things you've probably learned since starting the business is that it's not just you find talent, you place talent, and that's the end of the job. It's like every step of the process from the scorecard to the interviews to the onboarding the team member to checking in on their satisfaction once they've already started the role. Like what are some big learnings and things you've done to improve the experience for both talent and the clients? Because for you guys it's almost like double the work. Like you're doing a lot of work because you're trying to make two sides happy, both the clients and the talent. So what are some big things you've learned to improve the overall experience of everyone interacting and working with Remotely X?
Absolutely. I would say the number one thing that we've learned that matters so much and we didn't know is collecting feedback from everyone. Like we usually waited for things to go bad until we asked like what happened. But now we recently, we created this like end of week type form and also end of month type form where we collect feedback from employees and feedback from company owners. So now we have both sides of the story because a lot of times we've had this issue where someone would say something and the other would say something and we have to try to like facilitate the relationship. And then now when we have feedback every single week and every single month, we're able to, like prevent fires before they're happening. That's the number one thing we learned in our scope where it's really important to capitalize on, just like figure things out before they happen. And what I would say from the other side of fulfillment is that we really perfected our onboarding process. We're still far from perfect, but we're trying our best to perfect it and try to make it as good as possible. But so far, it's very streamlined. It's very plug and play. You sign the contract, you get an onboarding email, you join the Slack, you fill out a form, and then you just wait for candidates. It takes 3 days for us to send you the first batch of candidates. Like it's really, I think it's fast paced that we can send you 3 candidates within 3 days who are already vetted, screened, and make sure they fit your criteria and scorecard, which we create for you. You just fill out the form and we create the perfect scorecard for you. So like we made this process really streamlined. And we added one thing which is like was also super helpful is that we provide like a 3 month guarantee where if you have any issues with the person you hire, you can place them free of charge. And this helped us, have a lot of people not sharing because just can replace that person for free. Then I have to pay anyone more money to hire that another person.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Okay, so two more questions for you then,
Yeah.
and again, it's really cool to see how you've used the program, but also the experience you have just building a company and talking to your customers to see how can I improve, how can I make this better, what else can we add, what else can we do for you. Constantly asking those questions as often as monthly. That's something that you obviously know we do at Client Ascension and ListKit, and it just gives us insights to build a company that speaks to the exact needs of our customers rather than, hey, let's build something that we think that we want, that we think other people would find valuable. Let's just find out straight up what do they think is going to be valuable, and just focus on that, not even what we think would be valuable, because usually our ideas are not always the
They're
best.
biased. They're
They're
biased.
biased. Exactly. So two questions for you. The first question is, what are you doing now that you're 55K, you're in the 50K plus range? What are you doing to continue growing Remotely X? I guess two questions within this first question. What is your next goal to hit? And how are you using a program like Client Ascension to help get you there?
Absolutely. My first goal is to hit 100K by the end of the year. Like that's the goal we set for ourselves. And hopefully after that, it's going to be way different and it's going to be way bigger. The goals are going to be bigger than ever. But so far, like we're still figuring things out. So like the goal is to hit 100K, and what we're doing is focusing a lot on inbound and our referrals, because we found a lot of success from referrals. Created a whole system for referrals just because in our line of work, it's not really a monetary gain when you hire someone. So like I can't hop on a call with someone and be like, yeah, you're gonna make X amount of money if you hire from us. It doesn't work like that. So I have to sell them an idea of working with Lebanese people. And what's the best way to sell that idea other than having someone reaching out to you and like, bro, if you're looking to hire just like this guy, I've worked with Lebanese people, they're awesome, they're amazing, they're really good. Just talk to them. It's like we've just capitalizing on referrals, and so far, like almost every single client we've had has referred us another client, and so on and so forth. Like that's the mission for the end of the year, and also of course outbound when we're doing cold emails, and we're still having a lot of good success in that. We don't focus a lot on cold emails just because personally I enjoy inbound way more than outbound. I like posting content because the content we post on LinkedIn, where we're getting at least like 2 clients per month just from inbound. Like that's not just referrals, and I'm talking about strictly just content. It's like we're working more on that, and hopefully by the end of the year we're going to do some SEO. So like, and we also revamped the website to match the new vision that we have.
I love that, bro. Yeah, the website is live now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So
There's
it's
still the VSL that Eddie has to do for
yeah,
us.
yeah. So it's at remotelyex.com for anyone interested. Very, very nicely done website, and the VSL, as Kinan mentioned, will be on there at some point soon as well. So thanks for answering that one. What would you say is some good advice for people that are in 0 to 10K or in 10 to 50K? How should they use a program like Client Ascension to get out of the mud and into like similar revenue ranges as to where you've been able to scale towards?
This is actually crazy. Like this happened to me around 2 weeks ago. So far I've been doing all the sales in my company for the past year and a half, and I've gained a lot of skills from doing sales, and I would say I'm an okay salesperson. I'm not the best, but I have things nailed down for my offer specifically. So like, I just wanted to like recently I went on Kajabi to see like am I doing anything wrong? Like where can I improve? Just like there's always like continuous education. You can always learn something. So I hopped on like the training that David has in Client Ascension, and like, bro, I was genuinely shocked like how valuable those like the things that he has in his like the videos, because like everything he mentioned, I'm already doing. I talked to myself like if I had watched these videos like a year ago when I haven't like I wasn't that good at sales, like it would have been so helpful to watch those things. Because like he just like bro, David, the sales training that he has on Client Ascension is just it's a different level. Like he actually talks about, you know, like body language. He talks about asserting dominance, people who show up on calls like to try to diminish you, people who try to like make you feel bad about yourself. Like bro, he mentions so many really good points. Like if you were just like anyone who's in the 10 like the 50K, even like 50K plus, like there's nothing wrong with just watching those videos and figuring out maybe you're doing something wrong. There's so much value in there. And then after that, I would always say like show up on calls. Like you never know what question gets asked. Like even if you don't have any questions, like if you just hop on calls, people ask questions all the time. It's like there's no way you don't get anything out of it. Like we have this thing, for example, when you guys go to the sermon every Sunday, we go to our thing at Fridays. It's like no matter what the message is, like it doesn't matter if you have done it before, if it's not applicable to you, there's always something targeted towards you. Like you can always benefit something from it. And now you're talking about business people who have done the business before you, they have the goals that you are working on, they have the knowledge that you seek. Like hop on those calls. Like you literally have nothing else better to do. Just like if you're in
Yeah.
that 10K range, like I doubt there's like a very high value thing that you can be doing right now. No disrespect to anyone, but like the best high value thing for you to do if you're under like 20K is to invest in yourself. So like get on the calls, talk to the coaches, ask the questions. There are no dumb questions at Client Ascension. I've asked what I deemed dumb questions before, and I've got really good answers that actually help my business. So like I would jump on calls, like, and especially work on your offer. Once you have a really good offer, it will sell itself. Like, honestly, people will come to you if you have a really good offer.
100%. 100%. I love it, bro. Super great advice. I love the analogy of going to church or service, and it's just like I don't really know what I'm gonna hear today, but I just know that when I hear it, it's gonna be the message I needed to hear at this time, and it's now up to me to go out into the world and implement it and live it out, and then reap the benefits from that. So it's beautiful, bro. I'm just so happy that you're part of this program. The decision that you made, you and Farouk, your business partner at the time, to join Client Ascension when you guys did.
It was crazy money back then. Like we
I
didn't even
know.
do the we didn't do like the 5 figure one. I think it was like 6K per 6 month.
Yeah.
And if it was like, let's pay for the whole year.
Yeah. It's like 1,800 for the whole year. And so, like, dude, obviously that was not an easy decision for you to make. It's a big decision with a lot of risk, especially for someone like yourself in Lebanon and not in the best economy in the world. So the fact that you made that decision, took a huge chance on yourself, and really just went all in on yourself, your talents, and also the education that we give you guys access to. It's just so cool what you were able to make happen. And this is what, obviously, the second case study interview we've done. In a sense, this is a different format because it's specific to the revenue tier channels in the community, but I'm sure we'll be having more case studies in the future as you continue to scale Remotely X to 100K by the end of the year, and much further than that in the coming years.
Absolutely, man. Hope we reach new heights together.
Let's do it, bro. All right. Thank you all for listening. If you're interested in Client Ascension, go to clientascension.com. And if you're interested in Remotely X, go to remotelyex.com. Other than that, you can find us all on social media. Mine's Andre Hagel Jr., mostly just on Twitter and or LinkedIn. I'm posting a bunch. And then Kinan, if you want to share your LinkedIn and Twitter as well.
Yeah, my Twitter is Wait for Kai, and my LinkedIn is Kinan Juma.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.